Well, in case we have more, I'm sure we will have more, 30 registered. I'll be very brief now. And if we do have a substantial number of new joiners before you start formally, I might just repeat a few points. But I began by explaining to Godwin or Winston that we were established in Britain last year, but with Raymond, who was working with me at a market stall in a Hampshire town about 1 hour from London called Winchester, where we were promoting our values of exploring and exchanging and experience different cultures, but also selling items predominantly from China. And we engaged with a lot of people. And for example, we didn't just sell, but Raymond conducted calligraphy lessons in the public library and in cafes. And he accepted commissions of calligraphy from people who wanted specially written large Mandarin scroll type tablets to hang on their walls. And it was an experiment to see what reaction there would be. And the local paper was absolutely thrilled. They ran 3 stories because we were the most colorful, exotic, and by far and away unusual stall in the whole of the market. And it's a very big market. 3 stories were generated on the back of being able to photograph Raymond in his hung fu, in his Chinese clothing, having very positive interactions with the population of Winchester. Not all of who wanted to buy anything. A lot of them wanted to talk about their experiences of Asia or visiting China or thinking of going to China. So that's where we sprung from. And Raymond now has to be in China. He's changed his business model to offering these talks and being able to sell goods related to the themes online, which he sends directly to your home address in wherever you live in any part of the world. Have I done an adequate job, Raymond? Would you like to take over?
Yes, that's brilliant. I was just tapping away with Greg in the chat. I can see Greg using some Chinese characters, and also he registered with a Chinese name. So that's
yes.
very impressive. Would you like to say hello to us, Greg?
Yes, so I have actually been learning Mandarin for some years now. I have 2 tutors that I meet with online. And so I'm not fluent yet, but I'm in like HSK 5 right now.
Oh, cool.
So it's developing, yeah.
Brilliant.
So I have some familiarities with Chinese culture.
And
That's
you're from New York by the sound of it.
Yes, so I'm a prior United States veteran, and I'm living in New York now.
Very welcome. Very welcome. You're not the only person from the United States who we are expecting. We're expecting a person from Texas shortly as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the global reach is extending to all 4 corners of the earth.
Oh, yeah.
So if I made any mistake today, and please feel free to point it out, since you know a lot about Chinese culture already. Okay. I think I would like to wait a bit longer, but I guess
I will let them in, Raymond. If new people come, I will let them in so you can concentrate on what you need to concentrate on.
Okay. So thank you very much for everybody to join this calligraphy workshop, and this would be an introductory one. Thank you for Richard introducing our company, our ethos, and welcome everybody.
Somebody's got very loud music.
I can just do that one. Okay. So just be aware of your music. Okay.
Please.
Let's just get started. Okay. So what we'll be doing today, there's 2 parts of this talk. The first, we already did a bit of it, is informal. We get know each other, and I will do a short intro of Chinese calligraphy in numbers, in few numbers, so you will know shortly. And the part 2 would be know the basics like the tools, such as the brush or the ink stick, and then it will be a chance everybody can give it a try. So if you haven't prepared a brush, if you don't have a brush, just grab any type of pen and some paper to practice along. So the third part, the third part of the part 2 would be some topic about calligraphy as a mind yoga. What does that mean and what does that tell us? And then I will leave about 15 minutes Q&A session for everybody to ask any questions if you like. Okay, let's get started. So as I said, I will introduce the history bit in numbers. So there will be a series of numbers. The first one is 3000. So Chinese character as a language, as a written language, has over 3,000 years old. As you can see the picture here, it's oracle bones. It's usually found like a turtle's back shell. It's carved on it, and it's dated later 2nd millennium BC time. The dynasty at the time is called Shang dynasty. It's a very ancient dynasty. Then another number, over 56,000 characters. But don't be afraid by the number. Currently in China, if you live in China, you can get by everyday life knowing about 3,500 to 5,000 characters. And for those people who are well educated, you might be able to know like 5,000 to 8,000. It's very rare for people who can read and write over 10,000 characters. And there's 5 major scripts that has been developed since the oracle bone script stage to today. So the cell script was mainly developed in the Qing dynasty, which is the first united dynasty in Han China. And then we got the clerical script, which is developed after it's a time called warring stage, but it became dominant in Han dynasty, and it used for a lot of official documents, and is carved on gravestones. Then calligraphy become more artistic. Lots of artists, lots of officials, they practice calligraphy not just for official document, they practice it as an art form. So later on, more script was developed, such as cursive script. As you can see the difference here, cursive script is more smooth, it got more expressive, but it's difficult to recognize it. And then you got the regular script, which is predominantly developed in Tang dynasty. And that's very kind of well proportioned, very easy to recognize the meanings. Then there is a script between regular script and cursive script. That is called running script. So you can still got the arty bit, you can still get the smooth bit, the more expressive bit, but not too much. So you can still recognize it. And it is also one of the very most popular script today. As a written language, there's 2 main written Chinese used today. So in mainland China, where I'm now, we used a simplified Chinese, which is called 简体字. That is developed after New China in about 1950-ish, because the government at the time trying to increase the literacy of the nation. So the simplified Chinese was developed and promoted. So the effect is very impressive. Now, by government statistics, there are more than 90% of our population can read and write, which is very impressive if you look at a world scale. But before simplified version, you will there's a traditional Chinese version developed throughout the history, but it's still widely used in today's places like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, and some overseas communities. And for calligraphy, even though you can practice the simplified one, but it's suggested you should practice the traditional version. And arguably, Chinese, written Chinese, is the only one surviving pictographic language that is still in use. So if you learn something about pictographic language, you might know there are ancient scripts like Egyptian language or Maya language, but sadly, some of them has died out and nobody really use them except for study purposes. And as you can see, I put a picture here, which is the mountain. So you can see all the peak. And I got a little gadget here, which is basically a pone rest. And that's very geniusly designed. It looks right like the peak of the mountains. And that's exactly the character, how the character developed. Can you guess well, obviously, it's the meaning of this character is Shan, mountain. Okay, so I will have some activities going on. The first small activities. I would like to invite some of you, or you could just say it and answer the questions. So can you guess the meaning of these Chinese characters?
Put your hands up if you want to answer the question.
So
or put it in the chat.
I didn't expect. Okay.
Greg wants to participate.
I can't see. Where is it? Oh, here we go.
So I have some knowledge. So it's kind of so I'm
Okay.
what the characters are. So
Oh.
it's so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second one is right?
Yes.
The second one is
Okay. Okay. So if because you already can read the simplified version, I shouldn't have put it there because I didn't expect anybody would know the character. So I put that there. How about leave a chance for Godwin? Would you like to guess any of them? So you see it vertically. That's how it developed.
Yeah. Fire. I think the last one is fire. Number
Yes.
8 at the end.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are correct. So
I'd like to add, Raymond. I grew up on Oriental culture. I think more Japanese. I grew up on manga. I'd like to draw observationally, like from the screen and stuff growing up, and from comics. So
Yeah.
I'm quite familiar with Oriental characters, but my problem is knowing the difference between Japanese and Chinese. That's where so I think, but I'm into Chinese astrology as well, you see. So I have like Japanese anime influence and I have Chinese astrology influence. And they kind
Yes.
of blend, and because I don't, I'm not like Greg. I don't know the languages. I haven't studied any Japan. I know they're one of the hardest languages to learn. So I'm not
Yes.
very good at languages. So I didn't bother. But I'm very good at logos and symbols because
Yes.
I do graphic. I'm a qualified graphic designer, and logos is my forte. So when I see something like that looks like fire, or or something like that's why I sort of I can tell that was fire.
Yeah.
I can't really tell what the rest are though. Maybe the fourth one is bridge or river, stream, something.
Is there anybody else want to participate?
So I'll just say that with Chinese characters, they make a lot of sense once you start to learn them, and there's a lot of building blocks. So these basic characters start to form more intricate characters.
Yes. That's correct.
And so it's a beautiful system that has a lot of meaning to it. I'll just say that.
Thank you.
I think Raymond will start getting impatient unless he's able to talk again. He loves talking, and we need to hear from him.
Well, I love listening as well.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna briefly talk about those characters. The first one, as Greg already told us, is called which is the sun, and the second one.
Raymond, can I just say you need to explain whether it's on the left or right. First, Okay, first
This
on the
one.
left. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm talking about this one. This is sun.
Yes. Okay.
And then can everybody see the green
Yes.
nation there?
Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The second one is the moon. You can see from this is the Oracle script, the very ancient one, which is well most alike the real form one, and then later on it got abstracted. Okay, and then the third one, as we already explained, that's mountain, and then the fourth one, Chuan, which is, as you can see here, you probably can guess, is river.
Yes.
And this one got a two horn there, so that's ox. And
Yes.
this one also got ox, but a bit curlier one, so that's or goat. And this one very interesting. It's also water related. This one is just water, like the collective term for water. It can be a drop of water or ocean water. But you can see here
Where?
that
Point to it.
that's
Point
you
to
can
it.
see here is a close to almost looks like river bank, but here that's not closed. So that's a difference in that part. And one means river, another one just water. And you got this one is already Golden has explained to us it's fire. Okay. So there's a level up game here. And this one is the Oracle Bone script, very, very authentic ones. And there's a funny idea. There's funny thing I would like to share about this. So currently there are still a lot of Oracle Bone script that hasn't been decoded, and our government has a project on this. They got a lot of script, lots of scholars, lots of experts working on this, but also they would like help from the public. So if you can decode some of the script that hasn't been decoded, and you have a good reason, a good backup, you could be rewarded with Chinese money. So after this talk, you might want to Google some of them and start to get rich. That's one way of doing this. Okay. Is anyone want to take a guess of those? Any of them. So I put the number there. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4. If you say anything you would like to guess, just
number 5. Yeah, that looks like a puffin or ostrich or something.
Which one? 5?
Number 5, yeah. The bottom left of that looks like a penguin, and the one on the right, because of the long legs, is like an ostrich or a flamingo.
Yes, it's a bird. So
just bird. I'm going too deep with this species. It's just bird. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'll just tell you the answer to it. So the first one is dog, and the second one is a tiger, and the third one is horse, and fourth one is fish, and this is bird, and you got this is deer. You can see from the there, and this is very. I think that one is easier to tell. That's an elephant. Okay, and this one is a bit abstract. That's actually a dragon. And this one is turtle. Okay.
Brilliant.
Any comments? So during the process, you can ask anything if you like.
Or raise your hand, and if we don't hear you, we can see that you are asking a question, or put a comment in the chat.
Yes. Okay. Let's go to the part 2. And before we go to part 2, I would like to show you a video. Let me just show you the video. And can I try to put it forward? Okay,
Well done. That was a good find, Raymond.
so that was done by Chinese National Performing Art and Dance Group, and they did it for the special occasion of Mid-Autumn Festival. And that calligraphy work was done by an artist called Wang Xianzhi, which is in Dongjing dynasty. And he is very brilliant, but his father is even more famous than him. This one is about the Mid-Autumn Festival gathering. Okay, that's just to give you an idea why so many people in China still always has considered the calligraphy as the mainstream art form. Not like, I mean, English calligraphy, it is an art form, but it is not predominantly like paintings. So the painting and calligraphy are almost as much important in Chinese art. Okay, so here we are going to talk about the basics, the tools, and how to use the brush, etc. So I'm going to use another camera so you will see my hand a bit better. So Richard, could you help me to, could you see the other profile of me? There's another
yes.
camera
Yes.
is working.
Yes.
Can everybody see?
The other profile. Okay. Let's just see. Okay. Yes. The other profile of Raymond. He's a man of many identities and profiles. And so he's changed his camera position so that he can illustrate and demonstrate
Yes.
what he wishes to talk about next.
Okay. So
Get ready with paper and pen.
okay. Yeah. That's probably show up. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the so-called four traits of the study of the Chinese traditional study room. The first one is brush, which is called Maobi, is constructed like this. It got some animal fur down there, and the stem is much longer than modern pen. You can see the contrast there. And then you got this object, which is called ink stick. It's made of soot and some animal glue binder. The soot is basically carbon for the color, and the animal glue is usually like a fish bladder to combine the carbon together. And modern ones will have some fragrance to it for better smell. And then you got this one. It's called inkstone, and I will talk about how to make the ink shortly. And also, you got the rice paper, a paper like this type. Okay, so that's the four very basic tools you would use if you practice Chinese calligraphy. And let's continue. Also, we have a set like this available on our website. I will send you the details. It's already in the chat, but I will send you email afterwards as well. You can get yours from our site, and there is a code. Don't forget to use that to get 20% discount. The code is basically just capital TALK. Okay. And here is how you grip the brush. So it's called a 5-finger grip, 五指执笔, 5-finger all in use. And you probably can see from both of the camera here. So you use your thumb, index finger, middle finger, this 3-finger, their function to keep this vertical. You hold it not too tight, relax, but you not let it loose from your hand. And this 2-finger here, ring finger and little finger, to support from the other direction. So this way you got this one to grip it, this one to support it. 5-finger all in use. The idea is to keep your brush vertical and steady. grip it in a relaxed way, control from your arm. So you don't have to move your ankle so much, your wrist, not ankle, your wrist so much, and you should move it from the whole arm to get a better writing. Okay, so we talked about the basic tools, and one of the most relaxing process. I mean, writing can be a bit intimidating if you're a beginner, but one of the most relaxing and easy process is making the ink. So it's very simple. Here is the inkstone we showed you earlier, and that's the ink stick. So you add a little bit water. To start with, not too much. You don't want to spend the rest of the afternoon grinding for the ink. So the more water you add, the longer you have to grinding for the proper thickness. So just add a few drops, and you do movement like this. Again, keep the ink stick vertical and do movement in a circle. And you will start to feel the ink get a bit thicker and a bit smoother. You can always stop and try the thickness of your ink. And it's a very genius design, but sadly, a lot more people now are just using already made ink. But I always feel like this is the best part of calligraphy, really. Okay, so I made it a little bit ink, so we can use it shortly. Then I give some information about the Xuan paper, which is also called rice paper. The reason why it's called rice paper is because traditionally it is made mainly from the rice straw. So the fiber comes from the rice straw, and there's some materials added to bind it or changing the texture. So there's mainly three types of Xuan paper. The first type is raw Xuan paper, which is unprocessed, very absorbent. So when you drop ink, it will become like a lot larger on the paper very rapidly. So it's great if you practice like cursive script, or if you paint like 写意画, which is a very expressive, very fast painting type, which we covered in our last talk. Then you got the ripe Xuan, which is processed with alum to make the paper a bit harder, a bit difficult for the ink to be absorbed, which is very useful if you practice script like standard script, because you want it to be precise. You don't want it to get everywhere. And then you got the half-ripe Xuan. So it's not too difficult to control, and it also got the merits of ripe Xuan. So that's made it popular for beginners to use. Okay, then it's time to give it a try. For those people who already got a brush, it can be any brush. You know, if you practice like painting, you probably have a brush as well. If you don't, you can just pretend this type of normal pen as a brush. So do the grip like this, and I will demonstrate it in here. Okay, so just want to make sure everybody can see both of the cameras.
Yes.
Here I'm gonna practice a very not simple, but it's a very popular character for beginners to practice. This character is pronounced Yong, which is mean alternative. The reason why this character is popular for beginners to practice is because this character have the few strokes, but almost all of them can be found in other characters, so which made it popular to start practice. You
Raymond,
got the top.
can I
Yeah.
just suggest, I think I know what you're going to do soon, but can you highlight each of the numbers, each of the strokes in the numerical sequence with your marker, because the numbers on the screen are very small.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
will do that. So the first one is this one.
That's
Dian,
number
which
one.
is, which is a dot. And you get this one, which is a horizontal line. It's
That's
normally
number two.
right. Yes, normally right from left to right. And you also got the vertical one. It's normally right from the top to the bottom.
Is that number three? We get the
Yes.
sequence right, numerical sequence.
Okay. And the number 4 is the little hook in the end of that vertical line. And you get the number 5, which is called T. Basically, it's an upward flick. So from the left to the right, upward flick. And then you got this one is called, which is 6. One, this one, a cursive turning upwards and downward, all downwards.
Yes.
So this is downwards. Sometimes it can be upwards. And then you got this one, which is called pier. And then you got this one, which is na. Okay, I'm just gonna demonstrate those. I saw a message from the chat. Greg said about the easiest. Yeah, I agree. So this one's certainly not the simplest, but I just want to demonstrate the strokes. Okay, let's do this. And for you to dip the ink, make sure the nib of the brush is very fine. It's together, is not like this. That would be very difficult to write if it's separated like that. Try to make sure the nib is tidy. Okay. And let's do the first stroke. If you can see, can you, Richard, can you see the other camera?
Yes.
Okay.
I can.
Yeah.
I think if there's time, we'll probably respond to Greg's suggestion, and you could demonstrate how to use the script that he suggested was the simplest. But for the moment, we'll carry on with Yong.
Okay. So the first character is deer. The first stroke and a little flick there, and you do this from the left to the right, and do the vertical line, do a little flick, and this one, this one. You also got this and this one. So that's how it's written. And let me say in the chat, so which character Greg suggested. Yeah, so Greg suggested a very interesting one, a simple one, and also more relevant to us, because that character Ren basically means human being. So basically who we are. And I'm gonna try to write that as well. I'm gonna change to another direction of the paper. And put one. Okay. So as you can see, this character only have two stroke, and the first one is pier. So it's doing this, and then you got na. It's very simple. as you can see here, so that's a character Greg suggested. That means human being. And it's basically like a person stand on your 2 feet.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who would like Raymond to demonstrate a different skill, a different symbol, a different part of the alphabet?
Or if Greg, do you want to demonstrate some of the character you know?
He'd have to have a camera on his. He'd have to have a camera
Yes.
to show what he was doing.
So my tutor, so it's still difficult for me to write because that's something that takes a lot of time to learn the different strokes. And so I only know basic things, but I know how to read a lot of characters. So yeah, the calligraphy is difficult. It takes some time to get used to.
Yes. So thank you for suggesting we start at the beginning, at the elementary beginning. And don't forget that some of us are not as advanced and skilled as Raymond is.
Yes, I remember when we in primary school, because calligraphy is sort of blending our education system. Everybody has to practice when you are from you're a child. And I remember our teacher used to say, this character, Ren, human being, is one of the simplest character, but to write it well also means to be a better human being is the hardest thing to do in this world. And I still remember that. And I think that's why we still learn how to write calligraphy in this modern world. And I think that's very important part of our culture and also how we human beings survive especially in the era of AI.
Yeah, well done.
Okay, so, and there's some time for you to do some practice, but I know it's a bit difficult for you to demonstrate or try, but you can always try it later after stage. I will send you some materials of the how to practice the things. And then we'll talk about the arty bit of it. So Chinese calligraphy is called the art of lines. As you can see the picture here, you can control how much force you give to the nib to control whether it's a fine line, whether it's a very thick line, and whether you want to create effect like the third line here. So as you can see, there's some empty space there. It's not even. It's in Chinese calligraphy art. It's called feibai, which is sometimes can be seen as almost like a drawback. It's almost like you didn't finish well, you didn't grind your ink properly. But some artists, they prefer this effect. They think that shows the fluency, the fast movement of that stroke. So that's very personal choice. And then you can see some of them are thicker, some of them got the smoother, some of them are rough, some of them can be straightness. That's all to your taste, and also in what situation those characters will be used. It is also dependent on the ink, the brush control, like the pressure, the speed, but also the mood. What mood are you in? Are you distracted? Are you focused? Are you excited? Are you feeling sad? We have a saying in China called 自如其人, which is basically means whatever you write reflect the person you are. So I will show you an example here. So on the left, this character is a standard script. And on the right, this is a running script. The funny thing is those two artworks are composed by the same artist. And this artist's name is called Yan Zhenqing. He was a master of calligraphy in Tang Dynasty.
How many centuries ago was the Tang Dynasty? Let's get some idea of the historical perspective we're talking about.
Yeah, so that's about that's after Han Dynasty, so that's probably about like 1500 years ago.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and that's a script of his writing as well. That's commonly used to practice standard script. The story behind the second one is a very touching story. So during the Tang Dynasty, where Yan Zhenqing was living, there was internal political movement or political war back then, and there was two forces competing with each other, basically. And Yan Zhenqing's nephew was in one part of the war, and he was beheaded, basically, and the other political party got his head sent to him, and he heard about the news, and he was devastated. He wanted to write an article to contribute to his nephew, so he grabbed ink and pen and just get on writing the story of this event. He didn't have the time to make it proper. He didn't have the time to get enough ink or try to make the base proportion of each characters. So as you can see here, there's lots of, he changed some characters there. Let me do so you can see where I'm pointing. He changed some character here, he changed some characters there. There's a lot of dirty bit there because it made a mistake. And as you can see, that's almost cursive. It's running script, but that's almost difficult to recognize. That's all showing the mood he was in. And that makes this piece one of the most important and most touching and inspiring Chinese calligraphy artwork. And today it's located in Taipei Museum in Taiwan. It's not always on display, but if you ever get the chance to go there, make sure you see this masterpiece. Okay. Cool, you got a book. Okay.
Very old, very old. I just thought I'd show this. Just to put my point of Chinese astrology. Ancient, long time.
Good
Nice,
for you.
nice. Okay, so we talked about the basic bit, like the tool, the technique bit. And then we briefly introduced some of the lines, how your mood affect the character you write. Then there's also a spiritual side of Chinese calligraphy or practicing Chinese calligraphy. The Chinese calligraphy has a nickname nowadays called, it's called a yoga for your mind. Let's
Yoga.
say,
Yoga for your mind. That was a new phrase for me. I'd never heard it before.
Yes, so same as practicing yoga, you have to control your breath, your breath while practicing.
Yeah,
you synchronize inhale and exhale while you're doing the stroke to keep it steady and also keep the rhythm of the writing. The flow of qi. So if you know some mythology of Chinese culture, the concept qi basically means an internal and external energy around you. So when you practice calligraphy, we briefly talk about how you should sit straight and keep your pen vertical and use your whole body, your arm. So this is all to do with qi. So imagine you sitting or standing and the qi, the energy coming from the roots coming from the earth or coming from the foot and upwards, down, all the way up. And when you practice, you use that force instead of just focusing too much on your hand movement. That would make you forget about this is a wholesome practice, a wholesome process. So that's, again, has some similarities to practicing yoga. And I think today, for me at least, I think it's same for a lot of people practicing art or craft or anything. You have to use your hand. It just help us to remember to be present, to get into a mind flow almost. So like the Xuan paper is very absorbent. You don't really, it doesn't really allow too much room for mistake. So you have to concentrate, and you can't be distracted. You can't really, talk to people while you're doing this. So this gives you almost like a setup environment for you to concentrate on what you're doing, concentrate on the energy, your qi, and also the movement of your hand, of the effect of the ink have on the paper. So you got the visual bit, you got the physical bit. It's a very wholesome art and also a very wholesome practice. And I think it helps not just the technical bit, it's not just helping you to know another art form, but also it helps you to relax. If you suffered from some mental health issue, and I think practice Chinese calligraphy is a great way to calm you down. Again, that's another feature that is reasonable to yoga. Okay, so we got another very interesting picture here. So I would like to spend a little bit more time here on this picture. So this picture, you would likely to see them if you ever come to China, visit China, and go to park, especially in rich history cities like Beijing or Shanghai, probably part of it, Xi'an. I saw it in Beijing and Xi'an myself. So you would, in a park, you would see, generally speaking, it would be elderly male who would use a very big brush. It almost feels like a broom. And it's very funny. You don't need anything else. You just need your brush and water. So they use the floor as their canvas. And they would write like poetry. They would write some very famous articles like those ones. And they would practice it as well as an exercise. So that's two birds in one stone. You get the chance to practice your calligraphy skill, but also you get the chance to exercise. So isn't that perfect? So that's also made the point of calligraphy can really be a full body alignment.
Very interesting.
Okay. Again, I just want to make sure this, you know, we offer this. And okay, if you would like to experience more of our talk show, there are 3 upcoming ones. The first one will be a repeat, but if you want to join and practice again, you can join. So that one is a cooperation with another organization based in the UK called Earth Moves. That would happen on Saturday, 27th of June. If you know somebody of your friends and family, you enjoy today's workshop, you can forward the link to them, and those information will be available through you to the link. And then there's another one. I mean, some of you, like Pierre in the group and also Renee, who joined us last time, and we are going to bring the Chinese painting, how to read Chinese painting workshop back. That will happen on Saturday, 4th July. And our third talk show would be about Chinese yin-yang mythology, and that would be story-based. So that's 3 upcoming events, and we will make the link available to you via email. So if you don't have, if you registered through Eventbrite and that email is not your predominant email, you might want to send the email in the chat and just make sure you can get it there. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And,
that's important, isn't it, Raymond? Because if Eventbrite is not forwarding any of our guests' chosen most important email, then we might lose contact.
Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, I have developed a little bit a gift, like a gift box. It can be for yourself or for your loved ones. And I also prepared it there. It's a nice package, and I got like friend written by me. It can be your name. This one is Richard Li Chade. Richard is Chinese name, and it will also have like this. So it's a metal bamboo folding fan, and I can write poetry. Or this one is called 文化交流, which is basically our trade name, CulturEx. Okay, and also it will also have a nice little bookmark of Richard's name written on it, Li Chade, and a personal note, which is in a red pocket, which I written for Richard. And I would like to read it for Richard. So it says, from the right to the left, it says 青春永驻. 青春 means youth, or youth, basically. Youth is always with you, as you are so energetic. And then 友谊长存 means the friendship is always there. Okay. And that's a nice little envelope. And then last is just a sachet bag. You can use it as a gift bag for your friends or your family. So that's available on our website as well.
Thank you, Raymond. Thank you for the gift, which I've not asked for, but that's very kind of you. I do have to work hard to get the show on the road and to keep it on the road, but it is a team effort. I think it would help if you explained, because I know a little bit about Chinese culture from my visits, the significance of the red envelope or the red packet, when it is used and for what purpose.
So that's an interesting question. So this type of envelope, traditionally, it will be used in Chinese New Year time. So it's actually called a red pocket. So you put money in it originally.
How much have you put in for me?
None. Well, the message I written was more than just money. So, okay.
So has anybody in the group sent or received a red pocket or packet before from Chinese friends or on visits to China? And has anybody been to China in our group? Would anybody like to say in chat or to speak about their experience of China or Chinese culture, Asian culture?
Yes, so the main
There are some people we've not heard from. I'm just hoping that people won't be too shy to comment or ask or react.
Yeah, the main part is finished now, and we still got time we left for the Q&A session, and I'm happy to answer any questions, whether it's directly related to today's topic or something in general about Chinese character, Chinese culture. Feel free to ask anything.
Well, thank you for that formal conclusion and the presentation, Raymond. That was very comprehensive, and you've done an excellent job on creating these completely unique slides. They are not downloaded from the internet anywhere. You have designed each of them. They are unique. I hope you have your copyright sign on them so nobody can illegally copy them and monetize them at your expense. If they do, they should pay you a handsome fee.
Well, I think knowledge should be free, and it should be fluent. It should be flowing.
Okay. Okay, now we have an interesting question here from Rene. Would you like to read that in the chat?
Yes, I will read it from the chat. So in Dutch, we write from left to right, have an alphabet with 26 letters, and we have numbers. How does that work with Chinese alphabet? We have a present tense, a past tense, and future tense. How does that work with Chinese language? Or
let's do it in two halves.
Yes, let me answer the first question. So in China, there's no alphabets. That's the difficult bit of Chinese character, because the language is not alphabet based. As Greg mentioned earlier, there's components. So there's essential components which can be interpreted as sort of an alphabet. For example, this character we demonstrated earlier, 人, standalone is a character. Standalone is a character means human being, but it can also become vertical. I don't know if you
can you show it to Raymond?
Yes, let me. Yeah, so it can be this character 人 can transformed vertically become this.
We can't see anything. We can't see anything.
That's a camera. That's a camera. Let me just.
Oh yes. Back. Okay. The other profile. The other profile.
Got it. If you see the other profile, you will see it. So this character, when written this one standalone, it means human being. But when it's written vertically, it becomes a component. And let's make a character 火, which means togetherness, which means together, which means partnership. So that bit and that bit together, they make a new character. So you learn the language by learning all basic components and also combine them. Some of them has phonetic function in the character. For example, this character 火, it means partnership, but the right side of it is 火. It's also pronounced 火. So that part is for the function of pronunciation. And then the left bit, 人, which is for the meaning, because this means partnership. To have a partner, you have to have two human beings to component and partner. So that's our type of alphabet. And in terms of tense, a Chinese language is a circumstances-based language. So we don't change the words, vocabulary. For example, in English, I went shopping this morning. So that describes something in the past. You change the verb from go to went. But in China, we would just simply add 我去 购物 means I go shopping. But if you want to say I already shopped, then it will become 我已经购完物了. To add a little bit of the context directly, the words 已经 means already. So you add the context to the sentence to describe the tense. You don't change the word. I hope that answers the first bit.
Very well done.
And then the other alphabet has 22 letters. You write from the right to the left, has no numbers, and something is in progress. Oh, it is done, past tense. It have no future tense. How does that work with Chinese language? Okay, I think I covered some bit of it. And in terms of writing direction, so for each character, they have different writing order. Some of them, generally speaking, if it's structured by two components one is in the top, another one is in the bottom, then that's right from the top to the bottom. If it's two components combined this way, so left-hand side and right-hand side, then that will be written from the left to the right. When you write a lot of characters, so traditionally in ancient China, people would write from right vertically to the bottom, and then start another line right. So that would read from the top to the bottom, and then go from the right to the left. But modern Chinese, especially in mainland China, that is completely changed. So today, I can just show you a Chinese book here. So today, if you read a Chinese book like this, if you can see, that will read from the left to the right, and that is from the top to the bottom, not like the one before. But I know in places like Taiwan today, especially for their literacy, Chinese literacy class, they still maintain the traditional way, which is very encouraging, I think. And maybe today, since our literacy in mainland has increased gradually, maybe we should adopt that as well. That's something can be developed. Okay, I hope that answers your question, and I hope the answer could be a bit inspiring for other participants as well. Any other questions?
I think people might have been overwhelmed by your erudition, your fluency, your originality, and your personality. So they are in awe and don't know what to say, except for for René and Greg and Godwin, who've participated in the discussions and the chat. But there's still time if anybody'd like to write something in the chat to do so. We'll probably close in 2 or 3 minutes, a little earlier than we previously announced, unless anybody wishes to ask Raymond to recap or repeat any of the slides. There was a lot of information to take in, and as we have a little time, I think if you asked for a particular slide, he would do it again as a special favor. Okay, René is asking a question.
I'm not 100% sure about that knowledge. Let me just check.
I think you're going to Google it. And of course, the fact you're Googling means you're using a VPN for those people who know about China. Workaround solutions have to be found to communicate with the outside world.
Can I ask a question?
Can you just let Raymond get the answer? He's checking online at the moment about the UNESCO status.
I just checked it online. It is recognized and recognized by the UN ESCO organization as an intangible heritage. The calligraphy. Okay. I just checked. I should have known. Thank you. I wasn't sure.
For adding to our knowledge. Now, Winston has a question. Winston has a question.
Hiya.
It's just to reiterate. Hi, Raymond. It's just to reiterate about the slides, because I'm very interested in the historical and the instructional part of the slides, where you've got how to do things and what it means in the history. I was hoping that you guys would compile the whole slideshow and send it out as a PDF to the people who joined today.
Of course you would, Godwin. But that's we have to monetize our activities. We've offered a free show, I'm afraid, to be absolutely brutally honest. We're very delighted to have free shows, and we're absolutely delighted that you're present. But we have no source of income other from the sale of goods, which is why you've noticed that it was a free show, but there was a little a little plug for some of the sale. We are going to send some slides. We will send some slides, But if, there are too many
Out,
cases.
out of interest, if I wanted the whole package, how much would it cost me?
We'll talk to you. Send us a message.
Okay.
But
All right.
it would be, if you don't mind, because we've had similar questions, it would be on the basis that it was a private sale and that you didn't then go and sell that.
Yeah. No problem. No.
So we will put watermarks on any that we make available to you, I'm afraid.
Make sure you do. Yeah. No, I do the same. As a graphic designer, you have to trademark your stuff. So I completely understand. There's no problem.
Well, thank you for your understanding and for your curiosity and your knowledge, which you shared with us.
I want the whole package because I'm really interested in doing this because I have my Chinese astrology tattooed on my chest. So I'm very interested. I'm very deep in, into the interest of, as I said, as a child, I've grown up on it. So I want to get into it more.
Yes. Thank you. I think I missed one point during the slides. We also provide one-to-one Chinese calligraphy and language classes if you're interested, and that will be tailored to your needs and time. If you're interested, you can get in touch, send us an email. That can be arranged as well.
Yes. Raymond has no other sources of income, so we have to try and provide him with platforms that will pay him to make these presentations, and that's what he will be doing next week at a community group in Merseyside in northwest Britain, because his reputation is beginning to spread, and people will be asking him to facilitate these very interesting sessions amongst the library network, community groups, social action groups, and so on. So if you know anybody, Godwin, who would like to hire him, then let us know as well, and we'll give you an extra special discount.
I will do. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
I also want to. Yeah, Richard, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do you want to make this your last contribution, Raymond?
I would just want to add something that because in our ISOs, we basically said about culture exchange. So because we're still very early stage and we don't really have a lot of staff, well, basically just Richard and me. So we did some podcasts, Richard and I would talk about culture differences. So we really would like different voices from different culture. And in the future, I would like to see CulturEx build on and broaden its participants and also its speakers. So if you have something to share, it doesn't have to be professional. It doesn't have to be something technical. It can be just an idea, a culture and we would like to get you on board. But as Richard suggested, because at the moment we are doing this free and we're trying to build our status in this global world, and it probably would be a voluntary job. But I think that helps us to broaden our audience and also make the exchange possible, not just me talking about my culture. I would like to learn all cultures.
Yes. So what we're saying is we are envisaging the time when somebody other than Raymond will be making presentations so that they can explain their own culture and help us to explore it under the CulturEx brand, if you like. Yes.
So we got a chat group, which is this one. It's WhatsApp group. You can scan the QR code, and also I think Richard has sent a pinged message in chat group, and I'll also send the link to all the emails we got on our database as well. So make sure you join the WhatsApp group. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, you can do so as well. But WhatsApp group is really a more private and more intimate way of communicating. Since we already know each other a bit, we have seen some of you, your faces, your smiley faces, and that will be a great way to connect. So we still got a few minutes left, and
unless people want to leave, I detect there's a sort of a lessening of energy levels.
Yeah.
People might be wanting a cup of coffee, a tea, a drink, or a rest by this
I'm gonna
time.
drink my tea.
Ah, yes. Aren't you going to say you have tea sets for sale?
we also have tea sets for sale. Yeah, we do.
Oh, I'm interested in that. I'm
Okay.
definitely interested in tea sets.
That's
Give a little demonstration,
yeah.
Raymond.
Oh,
That's a whole set,
beautiful.
and
Oh, wow.
this style is Chaoshan. So Chaoshan is a southern city, a region in China, which is near in Guangdong province. I lived there for a while in Shenzhen, and I got hold of this set. So you got the traditional gaiwan, which is you basically put the tea
Beautiful.
leaves, loose tea leaves there, and add boiling water. And the funny bit of it is, you don't need another device to infuse the tea or pour the tea. You just hold it this way and use the gap to pour the water, and you
So
still can
there's no
leave
teapot. That is your teapot.
yeah.
Yes.
That's excellent. I love that.
In this set, the teapot is also included.
Oh, for the
also-
European and North American market.
Well, the teapot is traditional as well. Yeah, and that massive, almost like a ball shape. That is for all the water. All the water you wash the utility and all the water going there, and afterwards you can easily dump it. So it's like a set. And the reason
Wow.
Godwin,
What?
I want to thank you for giving Raymond a cue to demonstrate what he has for sale.
No, because Richard, the reason because I started to research raw teas for my health. So I've got a long list of teas. I'm becoming a bit of an alchemist. I have all these jars of raw teas in my kitchen, and I put them in tea bags and little drawstring bags, and that's how I consume my tea. So when you said tea set, I'm very interested in getting a traditional Oriental tea set. So Raymond, I don't have any income either, but I'm interested in one of your tea sets. maybe we can work something out, because I could actually your graphics are very good, so you might not even need my service. But I'm used to doing quid pro quo with people back in the day when I had my own business. But maybe we can speak about something.
I can see you're going to want to drive a hard bargain, Goodwin. Thanks for the warning.
Okay.
Anyway, Raymond, I think we should conclude.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you all.
It's always me talking. I would like to give the chance to you.
Well, thank you all for joining and staying the course and asking intelligent questions and being engaged. We are still young, we're experimenting, we're learning, but every time we expose our shortcomings, our weaknesses, our fragility, we go away more confident that there is a genuine interest from many different people and other cultures and continents and countries. So thank you very much indeed for sharing nearly an hour and a half with us. And don't forget all the tips and recommendations, please, that Raymond has made to help keep us in touch. And on that note, Raymond, we're going to say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for joining. I will send you messages, emails. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.